Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm bringing you the start of my diary entry for the week of Sunday, November 26th through Saturday, December 2nd. Today is Sunday, November 26th. It is about 12:30 a.m. and so I am getting ready to open my next packet. I will probably check in with you around this time, if not a little later in the morning. Between maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Usually I'll do these check-ins with you. That's normally about when I do them. That's how I've done them every year that I've done Vlogmas, really. This is kind of my quiet time. It's nice and quiet outside. Though I will tell you that right before I started recording, somewhere in my neighborhood, somebody is setting off some really loud fireworks. So if you hear a loud boom, that's what it is. There have already been two right before I started filming. But as you can see, I have my Yarn Advent calendar for my day 2. So if you watched my diary entry from last week, you know that my brother flew in and I spent time with him last night. And so I have not yet been able to put my first skein into my rainbow ring sweater, but I was able to wind it up. So it is waiting for me to do that. I may put in a row or two yet before I go to bed this evening, but we'll see about that. Anyway, I wanted to check in before I got much later. I did get this nifty new device where it's holding up my camera right now, and I'm not sure how it's working, but I do find that when I film these Vlogmas type videos that I normally have a hard time doing the one-handed thing. So I thought I'd try to get a camera stand so that I could do like overhead shots. This is kind of my first time using this, so we'll see how this goes. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and open day 2. So let's see who the resident of the Haunted Mansion is for day 2. Okay, so the card says Constance Hathaway. You can see the top here is chopped off, but I believe it says born to a honest working class mother? Yeah, I think that's what it says. Honest working class mother. In California in the early 19th century, Constance Hathaway grew up obsessed about weddings and the imagery surrounding them. After she married farmer Ambrose Harper, Constance decided one wedding in her life just wouldn't do, and murdered Ambrose with an axe, which had the added benefit of increasing her wealth significantly. Growing richer and crazier, she repeated this scheme 4 times, marrying 4 increasingly wealthy husbands and beheading them on their wedding nights. So this is the very popular axe-wielding bride. So let's see what the colorway is. I am wondering if maybe we're getting a little bit of a fade here, which is not something I planned for as far as my sweater goes. But you can see that this is a very creamy white, and it's got those hues of blue in it. Very, very pretty. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the advent calendar looks like now that I have seen this skein, because it does kind of give the impression that I might be getting some kind of fade, which would be interesting because, like I said, not planned. I had thought that maybe this advent calendar would be a bit more variegated in color, just because of the advent calendar I had last year, which was the Disney Villains advent calendar, and those were very variegated, bright colors, very colorful. And so, yeah, this is very interesting. Definitely not what I planned for. I had kind of expected a little bit more vibrancy in the colors, but I'm really enjoying the surprise of having the more muted colors and possibly a fade. So very, very exciting. So that is the skein that I am going to wind up next and put into my sweater. So very, very fun. And then the rest of my plans for this evening, I'm going to have to pick something else to read because I finished the things that I was actively reading and I wrapped them up with you yesterday. So I believe I'm going to be reading this. So this is Portus. It's a manga volume by Jun Abe. You can see there's a parental advisory for explicit content. I am still participating in the Phase Out Your TBR Readathon, which is being hosted by Chris's Corner. This was one of the selections that I had chosen for the prompt of reading a lowest rated thing on your TBR. When I had gone through my want to read list on Goodreads, I was looking for manga or light novels because I am still doing light novel November. And this was the first entry that came up that was either a manga or a light novel. So I'm excited to read this because I heard about this from Tony's Manga. She had read this and she didn't enjoy it too much, but it sounds interesting. Very interesting premise with this one. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what I think of this. So this is going to be my read for tonight. And then I'll probably finish that and need to pick something else for tomorrow, but we'll deal with that tomorrow. So that's pretty much the only check-in I have for you for right now. If I am able to get my knitting done, I will give you a check-in later today. But I normally just do one check-in around this time of the morning with you. But yeah, we'll see. A lot of the clips from here on to the pretty much end of the year, or at least through Christmas, are going to be like this, where you're just going to see an overhead, not really see my face. Yeah, I will still do my one face-to-face video on the Saturday, where I will wrap up everything that I've read for you then and do my normal spiel. But until then, that's pretty much all I've got to say for right now. So I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will chat with you again soon. Hi everyone, it is about 1:30 in the morning on Monday, November 27th. So it is our third day of opening our Advent yarn, and so I'm here to share with you the new yarn, and then I'll also show you where I am with the sweater. Okay, so let's open today's packet. Oh, this iconic picture. Okay, so this says Miss April December. One of the happy haunts residing in the haunted mansion, Miss April December's ghost dwells in one of the changing portraits and simultaneously as one of the sinister 11. Miss April December apparently keeps a diary, pictured with her in the portrait, of which she is rather fond. She draws her nickname from the fact that her haunted portrait shifts between an April phase, showing her beautiful youth, to a December phase, showing her as an ugly, bitter crone. So I am very familiar with this picture. And so yes, looking forward to seeing what this color scheme is. Just looking at this picture though, you can kind of see there's a little bit of pinks, some chartreuse maybe in there. So let's see what the scheme looks like. Ah, it is a lavender, and there's like a pink and some white. So definitely still kind of fading into the previous color, just with the tones and things still very light and muted. So that is really interesting. So that will go nicely in the sweater. And so let me move this to the side here, and I will show you where I am with the sweater. So I am up to date. This is what I've got so far. It's a little bit hard to see because it's a little bit bigger now, but you can already see my stripes here. This is the back side. So I did try to do some jogless rounds, but in the end, I kind of decided that I don't think I really need it, because I'm not going to see the back of my sweater, and it's not really going to bother me if it's just a little joggy in the back. The stitches are so small, I don't think that you're going to be able to really see it, as opposed to like if I was using a bigger yarn, bigger needles, the stitches would be bigger, therefore the jog would be more pronounced. But I am pretty happy with how this looks right now. So this is the back. So you can see that it has the longer section here because I've done all of those short row shaping. So this is the front here. And yes, there's just barely a color difference between the Grim Grinning Ghosts, or not the Grim Grinning Ghosts, the Singing Busts, and the axe wielding bride. Just the slightest difference in hue. So if we add in today's skein, it's going to just bump up the vibrancy just the slightest bit on the next round, which is great because I was not expecting a pastel sweater. Definitely was not expecting a pastel sweater, but I'm glad that I chose this dark charcoal gray color because it goes well with any colors that might come out, I think. So yes, I will probably fall behind on this sweater though tomorrow because, as I mentioned before, my brother is in town, and so we are going to be spending a little bit of time with him. I should say a lot of time with him later today, and I probably won't be home till late, and so yeah, that's okay though. I'll catch up on Tuesday, and so yeah, I'm really, really happy to see very iconic characters come out. So, like, I'm expecting, obviously, the Grim Grinning Ghosts, a ballroom dancers, maybe those, the pair that is doing the gun duel in the ballroom, and, things like that. People from the stretching room. So, yes, very, very happy so far. So, that is my Advent skein for the day. And let me move this to the side now and show you what I will be reading for the evening. So, I did finish with Portus last night. This was interesting, but I will give you my thoughts on everything that I've read during the week on Saturday, so I can do a face-to-face recap with you then. So I did finish this, and so I do need something else to read, and I think I am going to be reading this. So this is How to Win Her Heart on the Nth Try. This is by Ichine Kamijo. This is a hardcover light novel, and it is a romance, I guess. Friends to lovers, maybe. I don't know if there's any comedy that will be in here. But the whole reason that I'm going to read this, well, besides the fact that it is a light novel, so it definitely fits in with my light novel November theme. But I mentioned that I was also still participating in the Phase Out Your TBR readathon hosted by Chris's Corner. And one of the prompts that I have left is to read a hardcover. And so this is the only hardcover light novel I have in my collection. And so I will be reading this one. I am not sure. I think I have one more that I still need to read. And I think it's for the prompt of read something with your favorite color on the cover. So I'll have to probably extend my reading for that particular prompt into December, because I don't think that I am actually going to finish this in November. I've only got a couple days left. Yes, I'm on vacation right now, but like I said, my brother's in town, And so I'll be spending a bit of time with him. Plus, my dad's in town. So I will be spending time with him also. So days are kind of full at the moment. So yeah. But I'm looking forward to starting this right before I hit the sack. And I will be doing that shortly. So I just wanted to check in with you. Show you where I was with the sweater. The sweater is great so far. It's really easy knitting. It's the first time that I'm doing a Stephen West sweater. I have tried my hand at one of his shawl patterns, but I have not finished that. Mostly because the shawl is like huge and I have no place to block it. So I kind of stalled out once it got really big, and I was all like, I'm not going to be able to block this. And so it's still sitting in a bag, but I am having a great time with this sweater. Again, really, really easy. The instructions are very simple and easy to understand. And so, yes, very, very happy that I'm caught up at the moment. And so, yeah, I think that's all I have to share with you. Today I pretty much just worked on the sweater, played a little bit of Genshin Impact with my daughter, edited a video, and that was pretty much my day. So I think I am going to get ready for bed right now, and I will check in with you again tomorrow. Or I say tomorrow because I haven't gone to sleep yet, but later today. I'll check in with you later today, I think. Maybe give you a glimpse of what I am doing today. And so, yeah. So with that, I will say goodnight, and I will chat with you later. Hi everyone, it is Tuesday, November 28th, and I'm here with my update for the day. So it's a little bit later than I normally record, and that's just because yesterday was a really busy day. I'm sure I have put clips of what we did yesterday. So yeah, we got home really, really late, and I was just so tired. I didn't film my packet for the day, but I'm here to open up the packet. I have already put in to the sweater yesterday's skein, so I am almost ready to put in today's packet. So I thought it would be a good time to come and open this with you. So it's about 4:45, I think, in the afternoon. Not usual for me to be recording at this time of the day, but like I said, it was a very busy day yesterday, super tired, and then I woke up with a massive headache. So I've had kind of a headache day. I still got plenty to do today besides putting in this skein. I have to edit another video or two, and then I want to get in some video game time with my daughter. So yeah. Anyway, excited to see what today's skein will be. If you saw my clips from yesterday, I'm sure you saw that I was able to find the inspiration for yesterday's skein where we were. So that was really, really great. And so let's see what today's skein has to offer. Okay, so today's skein is Medusa. And based on the color of that picture there, I'm expecting a bit of a gold color. So it says Medusa is believed to have first appeared in Disney stories via her changing portrait in the Haunted Mansion, which opened in 1969. However, Mark Davis's original three-phase version of the portrait was prominently featured 4 years earlier in the portion of the TV special Disneyland 10th Anniversary, which discussed the then in development Haunted Mansion project. So yeah, I am very familiar with this one as well. Of course, it was not in the ride at the time that I had visited yesterday because they had done the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. I think they call it an overlay. So yeah, looking forward to this one. And like I said, looks like it's going to be a gold color. So let's actually take a look at the skein here. And it's not gold, but it is a lemonade yellow. So that is interesting. Again, though, pastel colors. So it looks like I'm going to end up with a predominantly pastel yoke, which, interesting, very interesting. So I am going to go and wind this up and get it into my sweater later this evening. So that is Medusa. So far, lots of very prominent residents of the Haunted Mansion. I also, while I was at the park yesterday, got my giant gingerbread. I normally get the Mickey full body gingerbread man with the chocolate covered ears on top, but I don't think they're doing those this year. The ones that I've seen on other people that I have been watching that do Disneyland guides and things, like DFB Guide, the Disney Food Blog, or I've just recently started watching SoCal Dad. His name is Trevor, and his family do some guides for Disneyland. I know DFB Guide, or the DFB Food Blog, we watched them a lot when we were getting ready to go to Disney World earlier this year, because they do a lot more Disney World type videos. Within the last few months, though, they've had some Disneyland guides, and so, yeah, it's been really interesting to watch that. Of course, Trevor and his family are based in Southern California. I think they hail from San Diego, so they go to Disneyland a lot more. So, yeah. Really, really interesting if you're interested in seeing some walking tours or just hearing some secrets about Disneyland or seeing the parks and all of their different holiday offerings. Definitely check out Trevor's channel. I'll link it down in the description box below, as well as the DFB Guide channel, because they were very, very helpful when we were getting ready to go to Florida earlier this year. So, yes. I always like these really like chewy gingerbread. I like the chewy gingerbread. And so when we were at the Pooh corner area of the park, they have a little like merchandise shop down there as you exit the Pooh Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride. And so we went in there and saw these giant gingerbreads. So of course I had to bring a couple of them home. And so I should be set for a little bit. But these are one of my absolute favorite things to eat during the holidays. And so, yes, very, very happy to get this. So I will probably be snacking on that later this evening, not gonna lie. And then I did start How to Win Her Heart on the Nth Try by Ichine Kamijo. I'm not that far in. You can kind of see right there. I think I am less than 50 pages. Yes, I'm on page 47. So the chapter is called Fourth Try. Obviously, you can probably hear my neighbor revving their motorcycle. So yeah, I believe that is chapter 4. Or maybe it's part 4 of chapter 1. I'm not quite sure how that goes, but so far it's so good. It's really easy read. Seems like it's going to be a really like kind of sweet story about this guy. These two characters who have been friends since childhood, and she's kind of down in her luck in love, and he's held a candle for her for quite a long time. I think it's since they've been kids though, so yeah, but she's never seen him that way. So they work in a computer type tech company, and it's owned by her uncle. And so we're kind of just learning about their lives at this point in time and what they do. And something has just come up with one of the projects that they were working on at the company. And so, yeah, so far it's interesting. Office politics, not really great to read about though, because you have this character who is like one of those characters who delegates all of the work and then takes credit for it. He thinks he's, a bag of Doritos or whatever, and he really doesn't know anything about anything, but he kind of makes it seem to the higher ups that he does, because he takes credit for all of his underlings' work. And then he promises more than the teams can handle and makes them work overtime, where he goes home and just enjoys himself, type of thing. And so there's a character like that an early part in this book, and I'm really, really disliking that. But he's not any of the main characters. He's just a supervisor of her department. So we're kind of in that situation at the moment where he's done all of that. They've got this big project coming up, and he's overpromised, and they can't meet the deadline because he doesn't really know what goes into all of the stuff that he did promise. And so, yeah, it's interesting so far. The relationship isn't really noticeable at the moment. I mean, if you kind of read between the lines, even if you didn't know anything of the summary of this one, I'd say you probably figure out that this guy has feelings for her, but it's not like blatantly said at this point. So yeah, enjoyable. I didn't read any last night because, like I said, we got home really late. I was super tired, and so yeah, I do hope to read a little bit more tonight though, but so far so good. And that's pretty much all of the update I have for you today. So I am going to get ready to go and wind up this skein. I'm going to go edit my video. I'm going to have some dinner, and I'm going to partake in some of that cookie. So I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. I will check back in with you tomorrow sometime. We are off on another adventure tomorrow because my brother is still in town. I forgot to mention that I did spend a little bit of time with my dad and my brother yesterday, so that was nice as well. Intend on spending a little bit more time with them tomorrow. So, yeah, another busy day tomorrow, and that's pretty much all I've got for you at the moment. So, like I said, I hope you guys are having a good one, and I will chat with you later. Hi everyone, it is Thursday, November 30th, and I'm here to open my Advent packages with you. So yesterday we were out all day, and so I wasn't able to open the packet or even put in any rows. I don't take my knitting with me to the park whenever we go. Even when we were in Florida, I had knitting with me, but I didn't take it into the park. So yeah, we just hung out, spent some time with my brother, and it was a nice time. I also spent some time with my dad, but you know how those things go. So yeah, it was nice to see my brother. One of my brother's friends drove out also, and so we got to see him. I think the last time we saw him was like 5 years ago. So it was nice to catch up with him as well. And so, yeah, I am gonna just relax today because it's been a pretty busy week. But I definitely want to get these opened and wound up so that I can relax in front of the television with a good show and put the rose into my sweater. So let's start off with the 5th day. Okay, so that says Beheaded Knight. One of the happy haunts of Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, the German accented Beheaded Knight is a skinny fellow with rusty armor and a heck of a mustache who carries his severed head in his hand. Though he feels somewhat inadequate about his headlessness, this does not stop him from taking part on the Singing Ghost Jamboree of the mansion's graveyard, and he has long ago lost all ill will for his executioner, with whom he sings a duo. The knight is an all-around very friendly fellow, with an adorably bashful crush on Madame Leota, who seems oblivious to his affections. Aww. So, that is very interesting. Some of these, like, if you have been reading along while I've been reading, I've had to kind of change up some of the things that it says on, I think, all of the cards so far. The grammar is not good. So, yeah, Beheaded Knight. So, based on the color of this, I would think there's going to be another bluish skein. So, let's take a look. Ah, it's kind of a purple-leaning blue, kind of a cornflower kind of color. Much darker than the other skeins we have seen before. Very excited for this one. So that is Beheaded Knight. Then let's open today's packet. So let's see who we have in here. And it is Phineas, who I believe is one of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. So it says, Phineas, a pudgy, hunched man in a top hat and long coat, is one of the Haunted Mansion's happy haunts, specifically one of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. As with many of the mansion's inhabitants, Phineas's biography and circumstances of death are the subject of 1,000 contradictory rumors, though it is popularly held that he was some sort of con man. There is a tombstone for Phineas Pot close to Ezra and Gus's graves in the mansion's family plot, but it is entirely possible that it doesn't even refer to him. So, very, very familiar with this old fellow. And based on the color of the picture, I am hoping for a beautiful turquoise skein. Because if you've been watching me for a while, you know that turquoise is one of my favorite colors. So let's take a look. Oh, we have a variegated one. So this will be our very first variegated skein. It's definitely got those more blue-leaning turquoise colors in here, but very, very bright blues with greens of different shades, some yellows, and some more beige colors. So that is definitely going to be an interesting pop there. I was expecting most of the skeins to kind of be more like this. So it's very, very interesting. These 2 next to each other are going to look nice, I think. But I'm wondering how it's going to actually look in my sweater. Well, that's the whole adventure of doing a project like this, right? And so I'm going to just go ahead and wind them both up and put them in. Definitely going to have a pastel-y kind of yolk. And then we're going to have this pop of vibrancy right there. Hopefully where it lays on my sweater is not a very eye-attracting spot, if you know what I mean. But we'll see where it lays on the sweater once I put it in. I think it's still not quite low enough, hopefully. So, yeah. Very happy with these. Definitely a surprise with this one. Because after seeing all of these, I was expecting more of a tonal yarn. But we got a nice, vibrant, variegated one. So, yeah. my plan today is to wind these up, put them in the sweater, and then I have to edit another video. And then I think that's pretty much all the plans for today. May get some video game time in with the daughter. Mom had her first appointment with her new doctor today, and it went very, very well. And so I have high hopes for this new doctor. We're taking another step forward. She gave my mom another med because with all of the things going on, she is more danger of having a stroke. And so that other med is supposed to help prevent her from having a stroke. So all good things. And so, yes, moving ahead, and much happier with this doctor and the progress and everything. So that's pretty much all I have for you right now. I should be starting my Manga Advent Calendar Project tomorrow. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I am still reading How to Win Her Heart on the Nth Try. I am about halfway through. I'm on page 130. And so, yeah, really interesting so far. Really easy reading. Looks like they're going to give it a go at this point in the book, though she's still very hesitant to do so. So I do think they're going to be together by the end for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing how their relationship evolves. And yes, I'm really enjoying them. But that's pretty much all I have to catch you up with on. So I am going to go have a bite of lunch. It is a bit later in the day than I normally will film. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to go have some lunch, get these wound up, put them into my sweater, and just relax. So I hope you are having a great one. I hope you're having a great end to November, and I will catch you later. Hello everyone, it is Friday, December 1st. 1st of December means I get to start opening some of my other advent calendars, so that's a lot of fun. You can see there's quite a few packages here. So of course we have our yarn advent. We're going to start my Manga Advent Calendar Project today, which means that there are 2 volumes of manga in this present that my daughter has chosen for me to read tonight and tomorrow. So we'll be opening one of these presents every other day during the month up to the 24th, I think. And then my friend Vanessa over at the Crafty Planty Life podcast gave me an advent as well. So it's one of those pick a present. So she wrapped little presents like this. I believe the 24th and 25th are the only ones that have numbers on them. So I picked one out of the box. So we have one here. And then I bought this last year. This is a Yankee Candle tea light Christmas countdown. So there are 24 tea light candles in here. And I believe there are like 8 different fragrances throughout. So there's Christmas cookie, sparkling cinnamon, mistletoe, balsam and clove, red apple wreath, balsam and cedar, my absolute fave, magical frosted forest, and frosty gingerbread. So of these, the only one that I'm really not looking forward to is Christmas cookie. And that's just because I don't do a lot of bakery in my house. I will do gingerbread every once in a while, and I actually tried this one out last year. So, and I really like it. So I'll be happy to have a little bit of that. Sparkling cinnamon I've had before. I enjoy that. I don't believe I like mistletoe, but it's been a while since I've actually smelled it because I do not have a Yankee Candle store near me anymore. And so I'll be interested to smell that. Balsam and clove I've never smelled before, so that'll be new for me. as well as red apple wreath. That will be new for me as well. Balsam and cedar, I just acquainted myself with earlier this year, I think. And I actually really enjoy it. I already told you that Magical Frosted Forest is a fave, and Frosty Gingerbread I enjoy as well. So we'll be opening one of these every day as well. So let me just put that there. And let me start off with the Yarn Advent Calendar. So this is today's packet. Let's see which resident of the Haunted Mansion we have today. And of course, we have another grim grinning ghost. So this is Ezra. Ezra, a lanky skeleton with a predatory grin, is one of the Haunted Mansion's happy haunts, specifically one of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. As with many of the mansion's inhabitants, Ezra's biography and circumstances of death are the subject of 1,000 contradictory rumors, though it is believed he is the brother of the Hatbox Ghost due to their sheer resemblance. So most of this description is actually the same as yesterday's, is it not? The other hitchhiking ghosts that we had, except for the bottom part, where it says they believe that he's the brother of the Hatbox Ghost, which is very interesting. So let's see what the skein looks like. Ooh, and we're back to blues. I believe this one, these more darker shades here go very well with the previous days. So not yesterday's, but the previous day's skein. So we had one variegated color yarn, and then we're back to tonals. This one is definitely much more tonal. There's much more of a difference between the darker colors in this skein and the lighter ones. So very interesting. So I have to believe that tomorrow we're going to get the last of the hitchhiking ghosts. So I was wondering if she was going to actually put them all together, or if she was going to spread them out throughout the Advent. But it looks like we may be getting them all together, which will be nice because they are the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. So yeah, I'm really liking the blue. Lots of blue in this one. I was kind of hoping for more blues or green tones because I'm not a big fan of purple, and I know they do a lot of purple in regards to Haunted Mansion. I mean, you've seen my towel bag, it's purple. The wallpaper in the Haunted Mansion is purple, and I'm not a big fan of purple. So I'm glad I'm seeing a lot more blue in this Advent calendar than purple, at least for right now. We did get a little bit of a lavender skein, but that's okay with me. But yes, so far so good. So I will wind that up later today and get that put into my sweater, hopefully. I'm going to try to catch up because yesterday was not as productive in the knitting department as I had planned for it to be, but that's okay. I will get there eventually. So hopefully by Saturday, I will be able to show you all of the skeins that we have opened to today. Because I believe I will be opening the skein for Saturday with you face to face. So yeah. Okay, let's do the Manga Advent. So like I said, 2 volumes of manga in this packet. Daughter said that she chose these volumes because she thought that I would enjoy reading them, and there might be a theme that goes along with both of the volumes in here. So let's see what's inside. Aha! So we have Tamon's B-side. This is one that I just picked up. Was it last month, I think? I think this was in the October manga haul. I think it was. This is an idol story, so I believe it is about this character here who's a big fan of this guy But this guy is not so secure about continuing with his profession, and so she is hired to become his like housekeeper or something like that. So she's gonna try to like inspire him or support him to try to get him to continue with his idol profession. And so it sounds like it's going to be a cute, maybe a romance, comedy, rom-com story. So I'm looking forward to this one. And then the second one she chose for me is Imitation. And I believe this is also an idol story, but it's Korean. I can't remember off the top of my head what this one is about. Oh, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So she dreams of becoming a superstar, but has no idea she's about to get her big break by embarrassing herself on a popular talk show. Even worse, the debacle lands her on the bad side of Ryuk Kwon, a member of the top male group Shax. He now has her pegged as a talentless fake who imitates successful artists for attention. Does Maha have what it takes to convince him and the world that she's the real deal? So, yes, both idol stories. This one definitely has weight to it. It is a heavy, heavy volume. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And then this one, I am also looking forward to checking out, especially because it is a pretty new acquisition for me. So that will be great. So I don't know which one I want to start with. I suppose I should start with this one, since this is the one that I opened first, or saw first. So yeah, let me start with Tamon's B-side, and then tomorrow I will read Imitation. So basically how this is going to work is I'm just going to read the volumes, and then on Saturday when I do my face-to-face with you, I will let you know my thoughts on everything that I've read through the week like I always do. So yes, very, very happy with these two selections. Good job, daughter. This year is a little bit more off the cuff with these selections as far as the early ones go, because we've been, busy, especially this week. We've been out of the house a lot, and, with my mom's medical issues and things, and so yeah, she, I believe, has pre-thought out 2 of the packets so far. So I'm good for the next 4 days, I think. So yes, very, very interested in both of those volumes, and I'm looking forward to reading them. So let's do my Advent packet from Vanessa. So beautiful black wrapping paper with this Christmas tree. So let's see what's inside. Oh, it looks like wax. It is wax. This is Yankee Candle, Rainy Day, Earthy Leaves, Balsam, and Sheer Florals. Oh, I actually really enjoy this fragrance. I do have some of it. But thank you very much, Vanessa. I'm really glad to have some more, and we'll definitely be using this one. If you didn't know this about me, I enjoy lots of rain scents, and so Vanessa knows me very well. We've been friends. I would say we got to know each other the most over the last year or so, but I have been watching her podcast for 3 years now or something like that. I think so. Maybe 4. It's been a while. She's also doing Vlogmas. I'll go ahead and link her channel down in the description box below, so definitely go check her out. She does a lot of knitting content, cross-stitch content, plant content, and she usually does Vlogmas as well. So really, really looking forward to seeing her Vlogmas this year, and really excited for this. So yes, I can actually smell it through the bag. It smells wonderful, and very, very happy with this one. So thanks, Vanessa, for Rainy Day. And speaking of Yankee Candle, we've got our Advent. So Let me move this into view. And so we've got our day 1 right here. So let's see what's inside. Oh, it's green. It is green. But it doesn't say what it is. I want to say it's balsam and cedar, but I'm not sure. It is a very dark green color. Yeah, I definitely want to say it's balsam and cedar. So I think that's what this is. If it's not, I'm not sure what it is, because I definitely know it's not Magical Frosted Forest. But balsam and cedar, I think, is what this is. And I do enjoy balsam and cedar. And this smells very nice. And so I will happily be burning that later on today. And so, yeah, that is our first tea light for the month. And then I've got a little bit more wax. And this is actually chopped up so I can put it in my warmers, which is excellent because I actually have already burned the candle that I have. So I can't chop that up. So, again, very, very thankful for this. Thanks, Vanessa. And then I have my Yarn Advent Calendar for today and my 2 volumes of manga. So, very, very exciting start to the month. And so it is actually pretty early in the morning. It's like 4:30 in the morning. This week, my sleep has just gotten really off schedule, which is bad because I start back to work on Monday. So I need to kind of try to rein it back in. But this week, like I said, it's just been busy. My sleep schedule's been off, with my brother being in town and all of that. So anyway, enough rambling. Let me let you go for the moment, and I will be back with you again on Saturday. So I'll see you face to face then. So I hope you have an amazing start to your December, and I will chat with you in a bit. Hi everyone, it is Saturday, December 2nd, and I'm here to wrap up this very first Vlogmas entry. So, this week I did finish a couple of things reading wise, so I wanted to tell you my thoughts on those. We will open my advent calendars, and then I'll show you the progress on my advent project. I am a little bit behind, just so you know, but that's just the way it's going to be. And so, yeah, let's get started. So, I finished Portus this week. This is a manga by Jun Abe, published by Viz, rated mature. So there is a explicit content warning here. So this is a one-shot manga about a girl whose friend has become kind of distant. They're in art club together, and she's just not really been in it. She's kind of not been paying attention to stuff. She doesn't show up to things. And when she finally does come, she is acting really strange. And then all of a sudden, her friend commits suicide, and they find out that she's been playing this game called Portus. Well, this game has a history of having victims. Several people who have played this game have also committed suicide. So this girl starts looking into the game, and then she meets a couple of people who have also had friends or family who have been lost to this game. And it's all about finding out what is causing the deaths and what this game is doing and things like that. And so I had heard about this one from Tony's manga. I know she didn't enjoy it very much, but I was still very interested in the premise. And it was a very interesting premise. There were a lot of interesting things that could have been done with this concept, but I think the way that the story was handled was not the best. Definitely could have been built upon more, I think, is what I'm going to say. There were definite scenes of violence in here. There's only one scene that is kind of censored in here. And it's odd that it was censored because of all of the violent things that happen in this manga. That I wouldn't have chosen to be the one that was censored. But yeah, it was just kind of weird that it was. In any case, there is definitely hacking of people. There is murder. There is rape. There is attempted gang rape. And there's suicide shown in this volume. And so lots of trigger warnings. I didn't enjoy this as much as I thought I was. Like I said, I thought that this concept could have been built upon a lot more. Plus, the ending on this volume kind of makes it seem like maybe they thought there was going to be another one. So that kind of didn't work out for me either. But with the way that the story had gone a few pages before the actual last page of this volume, I was pretty satisfied with how that ended. But then you read on a couple more pages, it's like, why was there any need for that? So yeah, I ended up giving this 3 stars. I'm glad I did read it. My daughter hasn't read this one yet though, so I'm very interested to know what she thinks of it when she does. But yeah, I'm glad that I was able to read this. And so yeah, the art style wasn't my favorite either though. And yeah. So I started my Manga Advent Calendar Challenge yesterday. So I did read the first volume. I tried to go ahead and read the second one. But because it's Korean, it's laid out the opposite way. So I was having a hard time adjusting from going from the Japanese reading style to my normal reading style and direction. And so I decided to go ahead and give it a break for a little bit. So I will be picking that one up later this evening. But I did read Tamon's B-Side by Yuki Shiwasu. This one is published by Viz Rated Teen. So this is a story about our character here named Utage. And she is a high schooler who has a crush on Tamon, who is from a group named Face. And she has all of the idol merch of his. She goes to all of the fan concerts, or at least tries to, because a lot of them have a lottery where you have to win the lottery in order to be able to purchase tickets and things. And it kind of shows you all of the things that she goes through just to go and see them perform and things like that. And so she needs a job because buying idol merch and stuff is expensive, right? And so she ends up going to get a part-time job as a housekeeper, and the other housekeeper that works at the company has a medical emergency, and so she needs to take over that person's job for a bit until the worker recovers. And so she ends up going to this house, and it turns out that this house belongs to her idol crush. And when she gets there, she immediately notices that he is definitely not the same person in real life as he is on stage. So he is very kind of gloomy, and he's got self-doubt issues. He's kind of depressed. He doesn't feel like he can do anything, and he wants to quit. And she absolutely cannot have that happen because he means so much to her. And so she ends up, while she's doing the housework and stuff, encouraging him, helping him, giving him confidence to continue to be an idol. And so it's kind of really funny because you now see these 2 sides of him in the different scenarios, and it's he has this switch where he can turn on his idol persona and turn it off, but he doesn't really have control over when to do that. It's he cannot turn on that switch at home. So whenever she's doing her job, he's, what does she call him? Gloomy, whatever his last name is, Fukuhara, or Gloomyhara. I think it's Gloomyhara. And so she kind of separates his personalities by these nicknames that she gives him. Gloomy Heart and Happy Heart, I think, is the other one, where it's his, like, idol personality. And it's just really interesting. It's funny. It's kind of heartwarming. She's giving him all of these pep talks. And I'm really, really enjoying this. It was a fast read. The art style was definitely more my style. And I am really looking forward to continuing with this one. So I think it's going to be really cute. And I think there's going to be some things that happen along the way as they get closer to each other. Especially with the fact that she can't tell anybody that, you know, she is working at his house. She's doing housekeeping work for him, or that she knows him personally, because a lot of her friends are also fans. And so I think there's going to be some hijinks happening probably later in the series. And yeah, really, really enjoyed this. It was cute. It was funny. And I had a good time reading it. So definitely will be continuing that one. And I'm going to give that one 4 stars. Apparently, this is the mangaka that did Takane and Hana, which I have collected it, but I have not yet read it. So in knowing that, I don't know that I want to read Takane and Hana yet, because I don't want to get the 2 stories kind of mixed up in my head. Though, just seeing the character drawings, they don't look like there's any similarities between the characters. So it might be safe for me to go ahead and read that. But I really enjoyed that. And definitely looking forward to more. So let's go ahead and, before I show you my Advent project, open up my Advent minis. And when I say mini, I mean minis. Because they are mini. Mini yarn and mini gift from Vanessa over at the Crafty Planty Life podcast. So let's see who we have in here today. I believe this is going to be the 3rd Hitchhiking Ghost. Okay. And so it is Gus. This is an ageless bearded dwarf of an escaped convict. Gus is one of the haunted mansion's happy haunts, specifically one of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts. As with many of the mansion's inhabitants, Gus's biography and circumstances of death are a subject of 1,000 contradictory rumors, though it is obvious he was a prisoner at some point. So, again, a lot of that is kind of canned from the previous 2, but yes, you can kind of see that he's holding a ball and chain, and that is why they say that it's obvious that he was a prisoner at some point. So, yes, 3 hitchhiking ghosts together. So let's see what the skein looks like. Oh, it is another variegated skein. So I'm not going to lie, when I saw yesterday's skein, I thought we were going to have several like tonals and then a variegated, and then a few tonals and then variegated, but it looks like that's not the pattern we're going with here. This definitely is a more bold version of the first Hitchhiking Ghost. And so, yes, really, really love these like dark blue colors here. And the it's a lime color. It's coming out really yellow on camera, but in real life, this is like a really bright lime. So yes, really, really like that. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out in my sweater. I will show you that in a bit, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and open our little gift from Vanessa. So I don't think this one is wax. I did open the Yankee Candle Advent on my warming video, my weekly wax wrap up video. And so if you want to see what tea light I got for today, you can check out the video from Sunday. But let's go ahead and open this up. I think it's a washcloth. It is. It's a heart. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. She gave me some washcloths earlier this year, and we were really enjoying them. And now I have another one. Oh, thank you so much. So yes, very happy to have this. So those are all my Advent openings for the day. Now let's show you my progress on my Haunted Mansion rainbow ring. I think I don't remember what I'm calling it yet. So I didn't get to put in yesterday's skein. This is actually taking a lot more time than I thought it was going to for each round. So again, I am doing the rainbow ring pattern by Stephen West. And so, let me find the front. This is the front. So, it's all scrunched up because of how I have it on the needles. But, let's see if I can stretch out an area for you. So, these are all of the skeins so far, minus yesterday's. So, you can kind of see how this variegated one kind of plays in. I thought it was going to stick out a lot with the colors that we already had, but it actually works out pretty well. So yeah, so far so good. I now have over 400 stitches on the needles, and so it is taking a lot more time to get around and around and around. But eventually I'll get to a point where I will take the sleeves off and it'll take me less time to go around and around and around. But right now we're still in the increased sections. But it's looking really nice. I am very happy with that. And it is an easy project for sure. Just I need to remember when, you know, there are increases and stuff, because I've gone ahead and done rounds and then had to think, and I was all like, darn it, this was an increase row, and have to think back. But so far so good. It feels really nice. Let me show you the back where the jogs are, because I don't see a lot of people showing the back of their sweaters when they're done. So I don't know if anybody is using like any techniques to try to minimize that jog. I don't think it looks all that bad. And again, from really far away, you can see that a little bit, but it's not, I don't know. It doesn't bother me all that much. I think it's more pronounced because of the difference in colors, but I don't think it looks that bad. I did see somebody put like a ridge. They went back and sewed a ridge down the back just because that the jog bothered them so much, but I don't think it's that bad. What do you think? If I get any closer, it's not that bad. I don't think it is. But yeah, that's what I have so far. So I think this is actually going to fit pretty good. It is really stretchy. Really stretchy. So yeah, so far so good. And the instructions are really easy. The increase style that he uses is really easy. It's not like a make one left or make one right. I find that a lot of the techniques that he uses in his patterns, because this is the second one that I've knit. Not that I finished the first one, but I did work on the Slip Stravaganza for almost the entirety. I'm on the last section. I just didn't complete it because it's so big, and once I realized how big it was, I'm like, I don't have any place to block this, so I stopped. But I noticed that he likes to use a lot of very easy techniques. Even in the weaving of the tails and stuff for the Slip Stravaganza, he uses a very simple weaving technique instead of going back and sewing in all of your ends. And so I feel like his style of like design is very much as easy as it can be. So he definitely is someone that I want to probably knit some more of their patterns, because like I said, this has been very easy. The Slip Stravaganza was very easy, and he doesn't like to make things complicated. The way he tells you how to do things is very easy. You can find all kinds of helpful tutorials, and if there's a tutorial that applies to what you're doing within the pattern, he links to it and tells you what video to watch of his and things like that. So I really, really appreciate that. And so yeah, I'm having a really, really good time with this as well. I'm surprised this doesn't have a lot more items that are listed on Ravelry, because for me, when I saw it the first time, it was an immediate, oh, this is going to be a great Advent pattern. But yeah, I don't know. Even of the people that I have seen talk about Advent patterns, none of them have mentioned this one. So I'm really surprised, but I'm having a great time. I'm also ending up with a lot of leftovers though. So I may try to do a pair of stripy socks with some of the leftovers. But my plan for tonight is to put this skein in. So this is yesterday's, and then this is today's. So I need to wind this one up. But yeah. I'm wondering if we're going to start getting more greens. Since we've kind of been on like a little bit of a blue kick, now we're getting more greens. So I'm wondering if she's going to transition to more greens. I would not mind that at all. But very, very, very happy with these. So that's pretty much everything I've got for you today. This is definitely going to be a longer episode because I did check in with you throughout the week and let you know what I was doing and things like that. And so this is kind of how the videos are going to be from here through the end of Vlogmas. So that is like Christmas Day or something. And looking at the calendar though, I'll probably be filming through Christmas Day, and then we'll go back to the shorter style diary entries for the first week of January. So I think that's January 3rd's diary entry. So yeah, I go back to work on Monday. So it's going to be more stressful and a lot more tiring, I think. But I will let you know how things go throughout the week. We'll still do Advent openings throughout the week, as well as my Manga Advent Calendar. I'll be opening another package with you tomorrow. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you for today. So let me know down in the comments below how your week was. Do you have any Advent calendars? If so, who do you have the Advent calendars from? And have there been any surprises so far? I would really love to know. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a penguin emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.